What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy RogueWraith coming at you with an Apex Legends tier list. So season 8 is upon us. We had the introduction of Fuse. There's some buffs, some changes that happened, and I want to talk about them. Okay, so I did this over on TikTok, and it did get the conversation going, and I wanted to bring it over to the YouTube channel, reiterate some of the different points that I made, and just kind of go from here. So I want to do two different tier lists. So the video here that we have today is going to be a pre-buff tier list, okay? Rather than doing just an individual buff for every single legend and talking about it, making a video, I want to condense it all down to one and try to shift where these legends can go in the meta. So I actually saw a nice little point here because this is my initial tier list right here, and I saw best legends, viable, not as viable, and then useless. I still don't want to do that. I don't want to go that way. I just thought it was an interesting way that people had made their tier list. But if you want more content, follow me over on TikTok. All my information is down in the description below. TikTok, Twitch, because I do live stream over there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday from 7:30 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as a Friday, Saturday stream. That being said, okay, let's get into the tier list right here. So first and foremost, we're going to start down in D tier in so-called useless range, okay? Rampart is one of those legends, and I hate on her every single time somebody mentions her. Rampart's just not in the exact same place that a lot of the other legends are. She's a stationary character in a moving game. Her shields don't really give you any immediate safety, and really when it comes down to it, she's not really good for endgame. You have to be able to set up with her for her to be really useful, and everything just becomes very situational. Like, for example, you have to have a Watson on your team in order to make sure you don't get countered just by a grenade setting up in a building. Not only that, but you have to make sure that you're constantly moving and watching your back. And once those shields go down, it's really, really tough because it kind of puts you into a pickle. Now, there's some really nice buff ideas that I think she can get. She's still playable, and if you like playing Rampart, you know what? I can't fault you for it. I'm just saying you can do it better with a lot of other legends. Next up is Loba. So beforehand, I had Mirage down here in D tier with her. The issue I have with Loba is, one, her passive is not that reliable. It's not that useful, per se. All it does is find purple attachments. And half the time, you can't even tell what those attachments are until you walk up to it. You're walking up, you thinking you're going to have a nice little purple bag. Instead, it's a Phoenix kit or a helmet. It's like, what am I even doing here? I think this could also be changed around really good in order to make her a lot more useful. Maybe make it something like the robots on Olympus. Decent idea. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about it. And then just her bracelet is very unreliable. Okay, if they sorted out her reliability on the bracelet, I would move her up because I'm pretty high on her anyways. I mean, I think everybody is, but let's not go there. Moving up into C tier, we have Mirage. Okay, he was a D tier legend. He's a more fun legend to play, right? I mained him season 0. I thought he was okay when people didn't know the game because he could really get people fooled. And his ultimate was really good. Now, moving into season, whatever this is, 8, his decoys now have footsteps, at least the singular decoy. And I think that makes him really interesting in the meta. But once you start fighting better and better people, he becomes a little bit less useful. That being said, if his ultimate decoy footsteps get fixed, or the buff that we're going to talk about in a later video gets implemented, I think he could definitely shoot right up the tier list. Now, here are some very interesting placements for Revenant and Crypto. I didn't have as much time to explain this in my TikTok videos, but Revenant and Crypto are C tier for me only because they require very good team play, coordination, and they can be countered very easily by an ill-timed ult. Okay, what do I mean by that? One, with rev pushes or a crypto EMP push, you have to be communicating with your teammates. You can't just solo do these things because, one, in a crypto, you have to get into your drone, fly it out ahead of you, EMP, and by the time you get up there, they're basically already healed up. Also, you can shoot it out nice and easy. It only has 50 health, and the same thing goes with Revenant. Like, you set that thing down. If you're just solo pushing by yourself, it doesn't even no good. But if you're able to coordinate with your team, I think these legends could very well be A tier legends. That's why I have them down low, just because they need a team with them. Now, you have a good team and you have communication, they shoot right up. Nobody's ever going to complain about a good crypto, just saying. Next up is B tier. Pathfinder, I like what they did with his grappling, right? You stick into a survey beacon, you get his ultimate back, and you get a 10-second reduction. I think it needs to be, he needs something else with it, okay? The fact that you kind of gave his passive to Crypto and Bloodhound together, he just needs a little something. I know that's in the works, and right now with, you know, low profile, it does hurt him. It does put him down a little notch, and, you know, with the introduction of Horizon, who I put her in A tier, you know, she just has more mobility, and I'll touch base on that. Fuse. I think Fuse's ability to stack grenades is really, really impressive. It's really unique. The other thing with Fuse is his tactical, I think, is very, very underrated. You know, it counters a lot of these other legends. You know, counters a Watson as long as she doesn't have her pylon up, obviously. But counters a Watson fences. It counters caustic traps. Oh, it just pops the caustic traps. But what I'll say to that is it's so undervalued when you can just shoot that into a building and it pops all his caustic traps at once in a building. That is very, very, very important. Takes down doorways, so you don't have to worry about people just holding a doorway on you. And not only that, but Rampart destroys all her shields with one go. So that is one thing to note with Fuse. His ultimate does need a little work, but with a change to his ultimate that I think I have talked about with a few creators, I think it could be really, really nutty. Octane is one of those legends, all right? Best 1v1 legend in the game if you know how to play him. This is why I put him in B tier. Listen, a lot of people are going to hate this one. Octane is a great character 1v1, but you have to know how to play him. And a lot of characters, a lot of people who play them don't necessarily utilize his ability, right? Once you stem up in a 1v1, it's very hard to hit, but it's also very hard to hit your shots if you're not used to it. That's why I have him here. His jump pad did get a nice little buff. That's why I put him up, but it's still a jump pad. You're still going to get beamed off of the pad. Lifeline. I know this is going to be a controversial one. Okay, this is on King's Canyon. All these legends are on King's Canyon, in fact, for primarily ranked and not necessarily fun play ability. But Lifeline is on this level because really all she does is have a lifeline, like just a res drone. It's just a res drone. That's basically what she is good for. The counter argument that I'll make, Gibby just does it better. Got a full shield covered. I think she has some potential to kind of be reworked here, and I think I have an idea what they were planning on doing. That airdrop takeover, yeah, I have a feeling that was not just for, hey, let's see how everybody likes this. I think they have plans with that. So we're going to be coming back to Lifeline in a future video. Right now she's at B tier just because she only has that res drone. Yeah, I know she has her healing drone, but that's very situational, and half the time it's only going to get you killed. Again, I have ideas. Moving on to A tier, Horizon. This I kind of touch base. She has mobility, and the reason I like her mobility over Pathfinders, right? She doesn't have the horizontal, but the ability to go vertical is different than any other legend. It's different than Pathfinder. It's different than Octane, and the ability to shoot, strafe, and zigzag and heal all while moving back and forth very, very quickly at a very high rate, at a very high altitude. Okay, this is what makes her ability so much better than Pathfinder, at least in my opinion. Her ultimate needs a little bit of work, especially in ranked, in order to give you maybe some assist points, maybe make it a little bit wider, give it some reliability. I don't know. She needs a little bit more, but she is definitely one of the best legends in the game. And you know what? She's teetering. She's teetering. She might be the best legend in this tier. Bangalore. This is so controversial. I got roasted. I got roasted on the TikTok for this, but I think if played right, Bangalore is a tier legend. The ability to smoke, she's probably the best starter legend. Hell, I just made a video. It's you know, right up here right now if you want to talk about it. I said she is the best, one of the best starter legends. Be able to smoke at her feet, which is not what you want to do for a lot of people, especially in the Bloodhound meta. That's the one thing. If you smoke the enemy team, they have to come through the smoke in order to see you. Yes, well, you're outlined in red. Okay, but if you smoke the enemy, they can't see if you're standing behind a wall or not. They're just wasting ammo. Not only that, but their teammates, unless they have a digi threat, have to come through the smoke. You got to come through the smoke. Bangalore's good if you use her the right way. Double time passive, fantastic. Ultimate, still fantastic. But with Bloodhound really running the meta as well, I can understand why people would say she's bad. That's why I put her in it. Caustic and Watson. I think Caustic's probably a little bit higher than Watson. Possibly not in King's Canyon because I like the nooks and crannies that her fences can get put in. But the two trappers are fantastic legends. They're able to hold down buildings. Her ultimate pylon for Watson is fantastic. Caustic speaks for himself. They're both really, really good options. It's hard not to put them in the A tier, especially when it comes to a ranked situation. So that's where they're at. And then moving to S tier. S tier, this is the interesting one. This is the interesting one, all right? Wraith, I just put out a video, I don't know, yesterday, day before, her hitbox. Yeah, it got touched. It's a little thicker. She's still really good. She's still built to win. That's why I have her here. Her kit is just amazing, okay? Voices from the void. You know, the ability to phase out of danger. Yes, if you run into danger, you can't phase out like you used to. I get it. It is what it is. Still got the best ultimate in the game for free, safe team rotation. You can't change my mind on that. It's a free, safe rotation, period. Period. Yes, there's some bad Wraiths out there that put your portals in really bad spots. That's not my problem. Best players are playing Wraith for a reason. Bloodhound, they are probably the legend that needs a nerf, but nobody wants to give a nerf because they are just so fun to play. They're great for information. They're great in attacking in their sicko mode. They are just a fantastic legend overall. I don't even know what you could do with them. I mean, they scan beacons. They give you all this information. They're fantastic, okay? Bloodhound, also one of my 2 starter characters that you can't go wrong with using them. And then also, last but not least, Gibby. Gibby is just, I know the nerf is coming. I know it. But Gibby was in such a poor state back in Season 0. He really has come a long ways. And he's just a good overall legend. Just he's very, 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 very solid. You know, the ability to have a fast res, the fortified, the safe bubble, the bubble pushes, and the fact that the Mastiff is still running rampant, right? That gun shield, it's just crazy, okay? It's hard not to put Gibby up here. So that is my tier list. I know it's a longer video just for a tier list, but I wanted to kind of give some different information, some different perspectives. Again, this is my opinion, but the reason for this is I really want to hear your opinions on different tier lists, see what everybody plays, right? The community is growing and I greatly appreciate it. I just want to see where we're moving this season, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the comment section, have a discussion, and just see where we can go. Like I said, this is part 1 of the tier list because I want to do a buff tier list. Like, let's put some buffs in these legends. Let's possibly do some nerfs and see where we go from there. But I want to get the conversation started. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below what your thoughts are. Subscribe if you found any of the content here useful and enjoyable. And until next time, everybody, stay safe, stay beautiful, stay healthy. Most importantly, peace and bless. Has been your boy Rogue, and I'm out.